97 KKVS.
I was connected with KKVS because my university worked with a program called Educators Abroad.
97.
Today, we are speaking to many people who are all parts of this program, which help teachers from overseas learn about teaching in other cultures. We first hear from John Jerry.
At KKVS, we've been associated with Educators Abroad for 2 years now. The whole introduction happened when we had a group from Winchester University arrive here 2 years ago. And we were fortunate enough to be in contact with Honor Horton, who is one of the Educators Abroad supervisors. After discussion with Honor, and Honor was impressed with the state of the school, with the teachers, the quality of teachers here, she suggested that we get in contact with Educators Abroad and maybe look at setting up a liaison with them in which we could have students coming from both America and England to our school. And so that is how the association evolved. Since that time, we have had 5 students. Currently, we have 2 students working with us now who have just arrived. Rajan Danielle is about to leave us. So the development of the Educators Abroad program has been going at the school for a year and a half now. It's been tremendously successful. The students that we're getting, the caliber of the students we're getting is outstanding, which is a testament to both the US and England as far as their teaching is concerned of young students.
97.
Ajahn Honor is a teacher educator who comes to KKVS to inspect the teacher's work. She now talks to 97 KKVS.
Educators Abroad is a wide-ranging educational organisation that has been going for about 30 years. It was established by an American professor called Professor Kissock, and he recognised that a lot of American students were not having the opportunity to go and visit other countries. And so he started to encourage them to go abroad and to perhaps do some of their practicums, or at the very least to go and have a look at different schools. That's how it started. It's now grown into a huge one that there are connections all over the world. And we do a lot of supervision of teaching students, but we're also involved in developing teachers who need qualified teacher status. So we do that. We do some work with teaching assistants, and the main thing is that all of us who work for Educators Abroad, not necessarily full-time, but we're all passionate about education and about how we develop that education and encourage young teachers especially, or teachers in general, to go and have experiences abroad so that they develop their own understanding of different cultures, which is so important these days because our world is shrinking. You know, when I was your age, we would very rarely be able to go abroad. There were not the aeroplanes, we couldn't afford it, and so on. But now, anywhere in the world you want to go, you can just go. And within 24 hours, you can be at the other side of the world. My parents would never have believed that could happen because they were that much older. And so we're very fortunate. So Educators Abroad are really good at doing this. So I'm here and this school because of the teaching practicum. One of the students from America has taken up the opportunity, and she is here actually teaching young people like yourself, and she's learning from you as much as hopefully you're learning from her. The KKVS relationship started about 3 years ago because my sons kept on saying to me, you will have a wonderful experience in Thailand. Why don't you go to Thailand? Well, I retired from my university lecturer's job, and I thought, do you know, I think I'll see if any of my students would like to go. So I had initially 10 students who said, teaching students, who said, yes, we'd like to come to Thailand with you as well. So we did. We came one July, and we visited a lot of schools and a lot of places in the area. And KKVS was one of the schools we came to, and they were so welcoming. And because you got such good teachers as well, and we knew that those teachers would be able to take care of any students that came, that we started to then ask, well, would you mind if one of the students came and did their practicum in your school? And KKVS were very welcoming and said, yes, of course, that'd be great for us, as well as perhaps giving your students a very different experience. So that's where it started. And so I brought another group of students over, and this is my 4th student that I've been here to supervise. And I have 2 more students next term as well. The next semester, there are 2 more, one in secondary and one in primary, who are going to come and have a similar experience, which I know has so far always been very positive. I come from England to supervise a teaching student from America who's been placed in your school. So I'm enjoying seeing a different education system and to see her teach in your lovely school. I have been in this area. I have been to Cambodia and to Laos. I have been to South Korea, to Japan. I've been, where else? In Europe, Finland, Norway, Sweden, Estonia, Latvia, Austria, Denmark, Belgium, and part of Italy, and I've also been to Uganda and to China. So I'm very fortunate to have had all those wonderful experiences. But you know what? I didn't start doing that until I was 60. I think your country is one of the best I've visited. I always feel very comfortable here, very safe. People are kind. Sometimes it's a bit rushed and a bit bustly, particularly in Bangkok. I actually prefer Kankan because it is gentler, quieter, the people are not so busy, and people are always willing to help me, especially when I get lost, which is quite often. This is Ajahn Anna. You are listening to 97 KKVS.
We are now going to hear from some teachers who have worked here at KKVS as part of Educators Abroad. We first hear from John Daniel Lee.
I have really enjoyed being in a bilingual situation. I've never been at a school where there's 2 different languages being spoken. So that's been very interesting for me and eye-opening. The school itself, how it's outside, that's new for me. There's just a lot of new things, how there's different classes, there's Chinese, there's Thai, there's English, and I have never seen all of that variety before. But I'm really enjoying it here. The students are great, and the staff has been really fantastic and welcoming me. So I'm from Wisconsin in America. I have an older brother and a mom and a dad, and I go to school at the University of Wisconsin La Crosse, and there I'm studying to be a teacher, and I also am studying to teach students who are learning a new language, so those English language learners. Wisconsin, I can talk about a little bit. It has a lot of greenery, so lots of trees and forests. We're known as the cheese state. So we have very good cheese and happy cows, as they say. Wine and cheese, there's lots of wineries around us, lots of breweries around us. That's very popular. So with the John Andrew, right now I am learning all the students' names. I'm doing my best. I've got some classes down. But otherwise I'm just observing. I'm observing how the classroom works and the schedule and how he teaches and just about how the class works and learning about different students and which students work well together and all that. So just observing and taking it all in. And soon I'll be planning my own lessons and teaching and then taking over the class. I hope to, first of all, learn about some new teaching techniques and lessons, but mostly just learn how to work with students from different cultures and how to apply that to my teaching so it's the most effective teaching for the students. Well, I have to say, I'm going to rub it in a little bit that it is not snowing here, and it is about 90 degrees Fahrenheit, so I am enjoying the weather, but I definitely am missing everyone back home. Hi, this is Danielle, and you're listening to 97 KKVS.
Another visiting teacher is John Emmy, and she shares comments about KKVS and Thailand.
I'm from Minnesota. I go to Winona State University, and there I'm double majoring. So I'm majoring in special education, developmental disabilities, and elementary education. Well, I know I like traveling, and I wanted to go somewhere. I thought that studying abroad would be the best opportunity for me to do that. And with how our education program is so structured, the best time to do that was during student teaching. So I decided to look into educators abroad because they came to our university, and yeah, I went for it. I've never been to Asia before. I've been to a couple places in Europe, but that's about it. Well, it's really pretty. It's very different from where I'm from. I like the warm weather, and I love all the history that there is. Yeah, it's been a cool experience to see how the cultural differences that I've seen and all the things that I'm learning that comes with that, and the food and everything is really cool to learn about. My first impression was the campus, how pretty it is. I love the courtyard in the middle, and so I thought that was really cool. I love how open it is. And then, yeah, I love the co-teaching situation that there is. I think that's a really good thing for the kids to get different perspectives and the different cultural differences and everything. So I think that's really cool. I'm excited to learn more about the school a little bit, because with special education, co-teaching is a big thing to get kids with disabilities into the mainstream setting. So you'll see that a lot with a special education teacher and a general education teacher in the same room. We've learned a lot about that in school and the different ways you can do that. So yeah, I really like that idea. I think that I want to bring a lot of the things that I've learned in school so far into the new strategies that I've been learning recently into the room. I want to learn more about their culture and what their background is. A big part of teaching is building off of their prior knowledge, which will be interesting because I don't know a lot about their prior knowledge, so that will be something. Yeah, I did want to go to Chiang Mai and go to Elephant Sanctuary and, yeah, maybe a beach, but yeah, whatever. I'm flexible, I'll see what happens. This is Amy, and you're listening to 97 KKVS.
97 KKVS.
Ajan Melody is also another teacher who has come to Konkan. She now talks to 97 KKVS.
I am from the United States. I live in the state called Minnesota. My city is called Apple Valley. I attend Winona State University, which is about 2 hours south of where I live. And my first major is elementary education. My second major is teaching English as a second language, and my minor is Spanish. So that's why I'm coming here. I was working on teaching English as a second language. I've traveled a little bit. I've been to Spain before, but it is my first time on the Asian continent. And when I was signing up through Educators Abroad, there were many different countries that were available, but in the end, they had directed me to this school in Thailand as the best option, and so I took it, and I love it here so much. It was my first time in Thailand, and it's beautiful. I love Khon Kaen. It's really got a unique personality, too. I haven't, of course, visited many other cities yet in the country, but I love it so far. It's fun to see the different culture, of course, different from where I come from, and it's been wonderful. Absolutely. So when I first started in college, I've been working with elementary students, and I already loved that. But the more that I got to know international students at my school, I also became a tutor for those learning English, and I just really fell in love with that, and I found it was my true passion. And I have friends from all over the world, and I love connecting with them and supporting them, and so that really showed me how much I think that I wanted to pursue that. And so I think that's why I added my second major for teaching English as a second language, and it really, it is my true passion, I think. So, well, this is my second day, so as far as I got to experience yesterday, it was really fun to finally get to meet the students I'd be working with, and I didn't get a whole lot of personal interaction with some of them, but there were a couple in certain periods that I got to really connect with and just ask about what they were working on, and it was interesting since each class has a different level of English, so I could only connect in certain ways. But I really love it. I love the kids. They seem to have fun, and but a lot of them are very hardworking, and obviously it's just the first few days back too. So I'm really excited to get to know them better, and I can't wait to teach with them and to learn from them too. I feel I have so many of those because this is definitely a wonderful opportunity for me to develop so many skills as a teacher. If I have to pick some, I mean, even just being able to come up with certain ways of meeting the children's needs and being able to assess what they've done so far, figure out where they're going, and then get them there. And so just being able to overall kind of as a teacher be able to build it up and teach them with lessons and get them to where they need to be, especially for their exams, and learning to communicate with someone with a very different culture and even, language barriers. That's a big one too. So I guess those are some I could pick out of the many. Me and the other student teacher who are here, we have some ideas of what we'd like to do. We don't have them set yet, but I know we'd like to go see maybe an elephant sanctuary, or all of Thailand looks beautiful to me, so I'll be happy anywhere we go, honestly. I'd love to go explore Bangkok a little bit, or go to the islands, or hiking. Everything looks great, so we'll see what happens. Well, I'd love to say hi to Mom and Dad and my brother Jonathan. I miss them very much, but I'm so eternally grateful for their support, and I can't wait to see them when I come home. This is Melody Shepherd, and you're listening to 97 KKVS.
97 KKVS.
Hello, this is Mackenzie. I taught at KKVS last year as part of my schooling to become a teacher. I live in the U.S. in Washington State. I can't believe it was almost exactly a year ago today that I was in Thailand. I had an amazing experience at KKVS. I wish I could go back. It was interesting being at a bilingual school where there are two languages spoken. In the U.S., I had never taught at a bilingual school before. I loved learning from the students while I was in Thailand. I would always ask them to help me learn a new word and learn different things about the culture. I learned about what it is like to live in a place where you don't know the language, which can be very frustrating. At first, it was hard to get around and ask for what I needed, but I learned from the students and from the teachers and the people around me. The other thing that was new to me was teaching older students. In the U.S., I only taught kindergarten, and now I teach kindergarten as well. But it was really fun getting to teach 5th and 6th grade. Kindergarten in the U.S. is 5 and 6-year-old students. I was connected with KKVS because my university worked with a program called Educators Abroad. They work with universities around the U.S. to place students who want to teach abroad in different countries. They're a great resource to have. I really miss Thailand and the warm weather. It's been very cold here. I hope everyone is doing well, and I hope everyone is enjoying or enjoyed their holiday. Bye.
97.
Hello, this is John Danielle. What an experience it's been here at KKVS. It's amazing how fast my time has gone. I've been able to do a lot with the school since I've been here. I got to experience Sports Day, which was a lot of fun. Very hot though, but a lot of fun. I also got to share a little bit of some holidays that I celebrate back home with the students here. I got to share Thanksgiving with my students, and I also got to do some Christmas celebrating with the kids. I also was part of the KKVS giving game when we did the Christmas giving boxes. And that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed getting to know all the teachers here, the staff, and the students. I'm going to miss everyone a lot, definitely. I'll have to be back in Thailand. But it's time for me to go back to America and finish out my teaching practice so I can become a teacher soon. I was here with Educators Abroad, which is a fabulous program. It's amazing to be able to come overseas and experience a new culture and what teaching is like in a new country. So I'm very thankful for the program.